Dave Rubin, who, by the way, I didn't think Rubin was still doing his YouTube channel or like doing anything, because I haven't come across any of Dave Rubin's content for a couple years now. Dave Rubin defended Scott Adams' racist rant. Scott Adams, of course, the Dilbert guy, who I used to like, and, you know, he's been on the show and he's since blocked me, and it's all crazy. Here is Dave Rubin's take on Scott Adams. I have not heard this before.
Richard says, what are your thoughts on the Scott Adams controversy? Was he wrong? So if you have not heard about this, there's a major controversy involving Scott Adams. First off, I like Scott Adams. I consider him a friend. He is a good man. Let me just put that there, period.
He's like, I'm completely biased and basically just address my thoughts based on who I'm friends with and like not losing friends. So understanding that I am a completely unfair arbiter of what Scott Adams said, let me now deliver my view.
Scott, by the way, we got him involved in locals. He loved it so much immediately, very early on. He was like, hey, I'd love to invest. Can I throw some money into this thing? Because I really believe in it. And he's...
Oh, so he's an investor. We're now going to hear... We're now going to hear an analysis of whether Scott Adams' racist rant was racist from a guy who was paid by Scott Adams. Genius, absolute genius.
He put his money where his mouth is, and he's just a good man.
Yeah.
The controversy basically is this. There was a video going viral where produced by a leftist organization with a series of black people basically, in essence, saying they don't like white people, and here's why. And it was promoted by this lefty organization, okay? And Scott watched it, and then he also saw this. There was this other poll that basically 50% of black Americans think it's wrong to be white.
Dave Rubin really has a gift for clearly explaining premises, as you can tell.
I don't know how accurate the poll is. You know my feelings about polls in general. But he watched this video and then that poll, and then what he commented on his live stream. He does this live stream on Locals all the time. Well, he does a live stream all over the place, but now he's being canceled left and right, so I think it'll probably be exclusive on Locals soon enough. In essence, what he said was, my advice to white people would be not to go to areas where there are a bunch of people who hate you, going off the information he had just heard. He did not say anything racist. He did not say, I don't like black people. He didn't say, you shouldn't like black people or anything like that. He was taking a certain set of information that he had heard and then
he actually said he considers black people a hate group.
What is the reality of this? If these people want special laws for one race and another laws for another race, we used to call that racist, right? You know, imagine, let's say 50% of Germans said that, you know, you shouldn't like Jews. You think there would be a problem there? So again, putting aside the percentages on this and everything else, all he said was, my advice to you would be, well, you wouldn't want to move into a neighborhood like that. Anyway, a bunch of newspapers canceled Dilbert. He got his book with Penguin.
This isn't the crux of what Scott Adams said, obviously.
Which is my publisher, the publisher I've used in the past. I suspect I will not be using them again. He got his next book canceled by them and a whole bunch of other stuff. But he wisely is on Rumble and Locals. Anyway, I think he's a good dude. He's inflammatory, and he's intentionally inflammatory, and he likes poking the bear. That's part of what he does, but he is not a racist. Silly nonsense.
Okay. Anyway, so Dave Rubin is fine with what Scott Adams said.